Welcome back, folks, to the Via Pinstriping page. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you give a big like to this video. It really helps us to get seen by more people. And if you look in the description, you'll find some links to Amazon. If you purchase anything through those links, I do get a small commission at no cost to you, and it's a great help to the page and a great way to help me keep the lights on. So let's get started. This here is going to be a spotlight on a pinstriping artist that I admire and I know very well through the community. His name is Anthony Monaco, and he goes by the nickname SPAZ. This is a fine example of one of the first styles that I had seen him do, and it was sort of a space-themed pinstriping work of art. I believe this is on canvas, and it looks to have been something that was taken sort of from, I don't know if y'all had seen those videos of sort of street artists that make these amazing space-themed works of art using spray paint and plastic bags and such, kind of anything they can get to make these cool backgrounds. Well, Anthony had decided to wrap it with some amazing pinstriping, and just his form, the way he does crossovers, the highlighting and the shading, it was just sort of mind-boggling and looked completely different from anything I had ever seen. So this is kind of an introduction to what first got me into Anthony's work. And I started following him on Instagram and started following on all the social media. Now, the type of work that he did was something that I had never really seen before. And here is another example of sort of a space-themed pinstriping design. And so at first glance, the thing that really got my attention was the details, especially the crispness of each line. So the accuracy of the moves that he makes, the consistency in which he connects the lines, and the thought process behind each crossover was just really, really like spot on, in my opinion. Now you take that on by itself, and then you add highlights within each line, and at each point of contact where each line kind of meets. If you look, there's sort of a slight highlight almost at every single meeting point, which sort of gives it this shine, right? Now add on that some dry brush highlights that go across the line, which is like even way harder to do, and then you add shadow work. So from what I understand, he uses some form of, I think it's like a gold size, and tints it a little bit with a darker color, and he creates these shadows underneath each line. So try to figure out where the lines start, where they go underneath, where they go above, I mean, it's just, it's incredible. So here's another fine example of his space work, which was the kind of the beginning of my fanness of his work. I can't think of a better word, but I'm a fan. And we'll show another example of this particular piece of art here right now. Now, this might be a close-up of the original art that I just showed. It might be a different piece, but it's the same colors or similar colors. And it really gives you an idea of how much detail is put into each section, and really gives you a good view of the shadow work, the highlights, and just sort of the mindset that's going on when Anthony's doing this stuff. It's just incredible. Now, from something very complicated to something extremely clean and elegant, I wanted to show you the dual sides of his work. He can do stuff that is amazingly clean, crisp, and well thought out, more towards the pinstriping form that you would generally see with folks that do quote-unquote traditional pinstriping. And here is a further out view of the full composition with, I believe that is a TNT panel that was acquired through, I believe, a man named Troy Elliott, which makes these fine backgrounds. As you can see, crisp, clean, well thought out, extremely good design that expresses what needs to be expressed fast. And here we have a fine example of what Anthony's been working on more recently, which is more geared towards some fine wall art, which is already including a frame and a unique background with these very complicated designs that usually have the full gambit of unique colors, unique crossovers, highlights. He does these cool dots that sort of look to me. I call them bursts, but they almost look like some sort of space dust coming out of the middle there, and just it's incredible stuff that he's coming out with unique colors that you really don't see very often. And this is a good example of some work that he's kind of working on these days, and I'll show you some more on the next picture. Now on this one you have a red and somewhat of a violet purple background, kind of a grunge look with it almost looks like a navy blue main design. You got purple highlights, maybe like a robin egg blue bursts, these light bursts coming out of the center, dots, and a little bit of orange. And here's a close-up view of the detail that this man puts in. It's it's crazy, man. It's insane. It's really something else, and it really guides the eye from the center outward, including this sort of spaced out square frame within the frame. I mean, you got about 4 different frames framing the one design in like 5 different ways, which is, it's nuts. And here we have something equally as complicated but unique in its own way. So this one has less crossovers, less, I would say, less going on in the middle, but still equally as impressive. You sort of have this really clean, crisp center with these parallel lines that sort of run down with it. And then you end up with this really amazing sublime green that kind of breaks it all up in a unique way with your red outlines coming out. The circle that sort of, encapsulates that, what's going on in there with the sort of, I think it's like a sponge work background in the royal blue and the light blue outlining everything. It's just, it's something else. And here is another example of a unique design. This is, for me, the one that got away. Somebody purchased it before I got a chance to, and it was just at the moment I didn't have the money to offer, to ask, what he was offering at the moment. And this is an example of something I wish I owned. It's just incredible. It looks 3D in my opinion, and I feel bad I didn't get it. Now we have this design here, which is another example of highlights and shadows and very clean, open lines. It's a close-up of a larger, taller design, but it's a good way of explaining sort of, I believe, the way he does this is, if you look at the purple lines that go downward in the center, I've seen him load up a brush with a single color. So for example, the dark blue there, which is usually a custom color, not normally out of the bottle. And he'll mix up a little bit of purple on the side, dip his brush in the purple, and create the fade as he goes within one brush stroke. I may be wrong on this, but I have seen him do that once or twice. And then you have the other highlights on top that would give it that sort of bright sheen at the very tip. And finally, we have some example of his hand-painted lettering, along with some scroll work that is done within some framed art panel. From here on out, I'm going to leave you all with some 30-second clips of his artwork, some more recent artwork that he has either done or he has for sale. I'll put his links to his Instagram page in the description and in the comments. You can find him on Instagram at MyDogHasABeard, all over, all one word. I do believe you can also find a YouTube page by that name. I'm going to try to find it and put that in the description and in the comments. And of course, the Etsy page where you can purchase some of his artwork if you are so inclined. So just enjoy the rest of the video here without me blabbering on, and let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you'd like for me to do more of these pinstriper artist spotlights, and we'll just keep on keeping on, and I'll try to have some more content for you folks. I do appreciate you watching, and I do appreciate you sticking around and checking out the video. So have a good day.